To some tennis now, the second year in Grand Slam, the French Open. Gates are underway in the Sunday on the clay of Roland Garros in Paris. Four-time major winner Mary Pierce, the last French individual to win the tournament back in 2000, spoke exclusively to WION to the build-up of this edition this year.
Help us set up this year's tournament, Mary. Rafael Nadal once again comes into the championships on the back of a staggering clay court season. He's been the favourite here for over a decade, and his 10 titles show he pretty much delivers every single time. Is it hard to look beyond him for the men's title yet again?
Well, definitely. I think even though that Zverev beat him in the finals of Rome, even himself, Zverev said, Nadal is the favorite. Once you get to a Grand Slam tournament, the top players like Nadal, they seem to really just raise their game a whole nother level. Mentally, you just really dial in and you just get so much more focused because these are the tournaments that you train so hard for. You want to win these Grand Slam titles. It means more than the #1 ranking once he's already achieved that. It's how many Grand Slams can I now win? And definitely, I would see Rafael Nadal as the favorite again this year at the French Open.
Let's talk about the possible contenders to Rafa's throne. Young Alexander Zverev really pushed him in the Rome final last week. He's had a very impressive clay court season too, but has surprisingly never gone past the 4th round at slams. Dominic Thiem, on the other hand, is the only player to have beaten Nadal on clay in the last 2 years. He's reached the semi-finals here on 2 occasions. Would you say these two are the biggest threats to Nadal's throne?
They can be threats, definitely. I think once you get into a Grand Slam tournament, like I said earlier, something changes in the air. You can feel it when you get there. And as Nadal has so much more experience than those younger guys, that plays a huge difference, especially when you get to the later rounds of a Grand Slam tournament. And that's definitely going to be in the favor of Rafael Nadal because he's been in those situations so many more times than those younger guys. And, you get nervous, you get tight, how to deal with those situations. I wouldn't count out Novak Djokovic as well because he's starting to play good again. And it looks like he's kind of got his mojo back that he had lost for those few years and a couple of years. So now it looks like he's playing better again. So, I'd also just kind of keep my eye on Novak as well.
Let's talk about the women now, Mary. We've been saying this for nearly 2 years, and once again, it appears extremely hard to predict a women's winner. It's all very open. There have been 6 different champions in the last 6 Grand Slams. Do you see that trend continuing here as well?
I do. I do. What a surprise for Ostapenko to win that last year. I don't think anybody was expecting that, even herself. I think if you would have told her that before the French Open, I think she would have laughed. So who's going to win it this year? I don't know. Serena's back, but she's not in her greatest form yet. Clay is not her best surface. She's never felt as comfortable on that surface. It's really just up in the air. I think it's a bit of a handful of a few girls that it could be their turn. We might see a new French Open champion this year as well, someone who hasn't won it before. So I think that makes it very exciting. We don't know who's going to win it.